So this guy came in and was looking at me like I would know nothing about cars, and I would have been working there for about 3 months, and was, you know, a little standard guy that was looking over the top of my head and was like, yeah, I want to talk to someone about this. And I was like, oh, Volkswagens, I know everything about Volkswagens. And I just, you know, started rattling it off and blah, blah. Ended up selling him a car, but I became that good of mates with him. I think it was maybe the 5th or 6th car I'd sold him that he realised who my uncle was, and, you know, the respect went up because my uncle's pretty respected. He's a great guy, one of my best mates in the world. And, you know, he was like, oh, wow, your uncle had this car and your uncle had that car. And I was like, oh, absolutely. And that conversation, that first initial conversation when he realised who I was and I realised, you know, maybe who he was in my uncle's life, was pretty cool, because it took me back to, like, growing up and sitting in the back seat watching a Speedo going, holy hell, I'm going a ridiculous speed that should not even be mentioned on a TV series, so I'm not going to mention it, but just going like, this is the coolest thing in the world. And I just loved cars. I loved cars growing up, and I love cars now. And
how ridiculous. My dad used to drive me 160 onto Burke.
Yeah? Yeah, that's not fast.
Oh,
well, like, it's
we're
fast,
on
but
185 last holidays.
Yeah.
From Gil to Warren, we're like, yeah.
Yeah. See, these cars weren't speed limited. No. These cars back then weren't speed limited, so it was.
I remember once Dad's.
But I will always love cars.
They just lined off the clock.
I just will always have a passion for cars.
And he drove like a man.